We spend so much of our lives tied to thoughts, beliefs, judgments, and the stories we tell ourselves. We live in a world of concepts. This is good, that is bad. I am this, I am not that. The mind constantly creates divisions, distractions, and identifications. But then somebody says to you that the whole problem, the very thing you have been striving to get rid of, wasn't an issue. Instead, the solution lies in ceasing the entirety of the chase, in cutting off the roots of the mind that even gives you the desire to seek peace in the first place. This is the essence of Tilopa's teaching, a master from the 11th century who guided his students with a unique approach, one that didn't involve detailed explanations or long meditative practices, but simply pointed them to the heart of their own minds. In his wisdom, he tells us that the root of all suffering, the root of all confusion, is in this very act of constant conceptualization. In essence, to cut the mind at its root means to stop identifying with thoughts, to see them not as who we are, but as passing clouds. It means to stop buying into the stories we tell ourselves, stories of who we were, who we want to be, and who we think we are. These stories tie us to the ego. They distract us from the naked, raw awareness that is always there, just beneath the surface. Tilopa didn't just talk about this in theoretical terms, he lived it. One story goes that when his great disciple Naropa approached him for teachings, he didn't give him any book, a lesson, nor a clear answer. Instead, he gave Naropa a series of tasks, difficult and seemingly nonsensical, like the famous incident where he asked Naropa to catch a fish with his hands tied behind his back. It was a test, not of physical ability, but of letting go of the mind's expectations. The answer was not in the task itself, but in how Naropa reacted to it. This paradoxical method of teaching was Tilopa's way of cutting at the root. He wasn't interested in teaching knowledge or concepts. He wanted his students to experience a state of awareness that was free from all those mental entanglements. His method was always direct. His message was clear. Once you cut away all the noise of the mind, all that's left is naked awareness, clear, open, vast, and free. This is the true nature of the mind, a state of pure, unfiltered presence, a kind of awareness that is not burdened by any labels. It's awareness before you name it, before you interpret it. It's the awareness you had when you were a child, before you learned to categorize everything. It's not about finding the right technique or practicing for years in some structured way. It's about simply letting go of everything the mind attaches itself to, every methods, even so-called imposed meditation. The moment you stop trying to do anything, the clarity and peace you've been searching for just appears, effortlessly. Tilopa wanted people to be more mindful. The wonderful teacher taught literally more in a way of exploding the mind than in trying to be explaining it. And when the mind explodes, then there is no longer anything but a pure, open space of awareness, a space that has always existed and is only waiting for us to acknowledge it.